The Enneagram in a nutshell. The Enneagram is a systematic and dynamic model, and it maps behavioral styles and the motivation behind them. The model incorporates existing psychological principles and developed over a long period of time. There are basically three kinds of people. The ones that want it and want it now, the ones that prioritize what is good, right, and fair, and the ones that seek balance in both. We also have three needs. We want to be appreciated for who we are, to feel safe with the ones we are with, and to be self-reliant or independent. I refer to those as attention, security, and autonomy. We see that each need sits in one triad. Now, of course, the I want it and I want it now group is Freud's it. The good, right, and fair group is the superego, and the ego balances both. Of course, we own all three of them, it, superego, ego. But we prioritize one over the other. And from that perspective, there are three behavioral styles. The group that has action immediacy, I want it now. They are assertive, insistent, and hardworking. The compliant group that weighs what is good, right, and fair for the group as a whole. They like structure, are disciplined and sacrificial. And the group that balances both are mediating. They are reserved, introspective, and compromising. Group 3, 7, and 8 have action immediacy. The compliant group is 6, 1s, and 2s, and the mediating group 9, 4, and 5. Now, mind you, each type in each group prioritizes one need over the other. So a 3 wants attention or to be appreciated for who they are. The security-seeking 7 and the independent 8. Now we all want all three, but again each type prioritizes one over the other. Of course, exaggeration of action immediacy is a fight response during stress. The compliant group is the fear group, as they fear personal rejection or ejection from the group. And the mediating group has a flight response. They withdraw to think, which is why they're reserved and introspective. Each of these groups owns a particular, distinct processing style. The action immediacy group, reactive, reasoners, and underdeveloped emotion, whereas the compliant group is reactive and emotional, underdevelops reasoning, and the mediating group are reasoners and emotional, and underdeveloped coming into action or reactivity. So 3, 7, and 8 are doers and thinkers. 6, 1s, and 2s are doers and feelers. And 9, 4s, and 5s are thinkers and feelers. Since 3, 7, and 8 underdevelop emotion, they are prone to overstepping social boundaries. 6 ones and 2 undeveloped reasoning, and so they are prone to emotional overreactivity and being irrational. Whereas 9 4s and 5s underdeveloped doing, action immediacy, and so they are prone to procrastination. There are also 3 coping styles: how we deal in social situations, how we try to find harmony, or how we deal with stress. There is the group that is not showing their emotion easily. They keep it to themselves. They present themselves as logical and methodical. The next group wears their emotions on their sleeve. They are emphatic and demonstrative, whereas the last group doesn't worry about things that much. They're positive-minded and people-oriented. Each behavioral style group, which are 3, 7, and 8, 6, 1, and 2, and 9, 4s, and 5, own one particular coping style in their own group. And so the combination of behavioral style and coping style form a personality type which has a priority theme. So 3, 7, and 8 are assertive, insistent, and hardworking. The 3 is logical and methodical, doesn't show their emotions. The 7 is positive-minded and people-oriented, puts positive twists on negatives. And the 8 is emphatic and demonstrative. The structured, disciplined, and sacrificial group, 6, 1s, and 2. The 6 is emphatic and demonstrative. The 1 logical and methodical, and the 2 positive-minded and people-oriented. The reserved, introspective, compromising group, 9, 4, 5. 9 is positive-minded, people-oriented. 4 emphatic and demonstrative, and the 5 is logical and methodical. And each of these types prioritize a need. So when you look at type 3, they are attention seeking. They want to be appreciated for who they are. They are assertive, insistent, and hardworking. And they are logical and methodical. Don't wear their emotions on their sleeves. So we have the 3 groups: 3, 7, 8, 6, 1, and 2, and 9, 4, and 5. And since they deal with stress differently, and since they have a different priority, attention, security, and autonomy, they all develop into a specific behavioral style. For instance, the 3 wants appreciation. They feel they must succeed. They are ambitious, competitive, and may become exploitative. In stress, they don't wear their emotions on their sleeve, and they remain logical and methodical. Since they must succeed, they learn to persevere, but this may lead to downright exploitation. 7s want to feel safe. They have a tendency that they feel they need to acquire because they feel deprived. A healthy 7 is satisfied, but that may lead to acquisition and may become even insatiable. The positive-minded and people-oriented, actually more experience-oriented. And their spontaneity may become hyperactivity, spreading themselves thin by doing too much. 8s want to be independent, self-reliant. They feel they must protect themselves, so they present themselves as strong, which may lead to dominance and even becoming dictatorial. They are emphatic and demonstrative during stress, and their candor may develop into bluntness. The 6-1-2 group. 6s wants to feel safe because that's in the triad security. They feel they need decision-making support. They need your support. They will test your support. A healthy 6 makes their own decisions and becomes self-guided. However, they may become dutiful and even blindly obedient. In stress, they're emphatic and demonstrative, and their loyalty to authority figures may lead to blind obedience. 1s want to be self-reliant, make their own choices, and they strongly feel that they must improve and do better. So a healthy type 1 is wise and prudent, but at average levels they become critical, judgmental, and at unhealthy levels downright punitive. In stress, they remain logical and methodical, generally speaking, and their idealistic views may become or lead to self-righteousness. The 2 wants appreciation, to be seen for who they are. They strongly feel that they must be good first, and therefore a healthy 2 is altruistic. They give without expecting anything back. But an average 2 uses flattery to make themselves needed, and at unhealthy levels they provide unwanted help. In stress, they're positive-minded and people-oriented, and their compassion for others may lead to being sanctimonious. The 9-4-5, 9 want self-reliance. They need harmony. They're not self-expressive. Generally, they don't express their personal priorities because they want to keep the peace. But a healthy 9 learns to express themselves. At average levels, they are agreeable and amicable, but that may lead to complacency. In stress, they're positive-minded and people-oriented, and their tolerance may lead to complacency. The 4s want to be recognized for who they are, seek appreciation. They need personal significance. Healthy 4s are inspiring, but they may be moody and even clinically depressed. In stress, they are emphatic and demonstrative in their way to withdraw, and their unique behavioral style or dress code may become downright bizarre. 5s feel safe when they understand the world. They need to know. Healthy 5s are visionaries. At average levels, they're conceptual thinkers, and that may lead to useless over-specialization. In stress, they're logical and methodical, whereas their discerning abilities may lead to overthinking. And that's the Enneagram in a nutshell. These principles you can find back in my book, One Reason.